Welcome to Camp Berwick 2024. At Camp Berwick, we shape young boys into young men of exceptional character. They learn to respect diverse peers and leaders, to find deep satisfaction in hard work, and build unwavering self-confidence. Here, they discover the joy of selfless acts and develop the core values of honesty, integrity, and sincerity. Through every challenge and triumph, they grow into the best versions of themselves. The heart of Berwick lies in the deep, lifelong friendships formed through shared experiences. These aren't fleeting connections from school or the neighborhood. They are bonds forged through 6 weeks of working, laughing, playing, and living together on an island.
I'm Sam McDonald. This is my 3rd year. I've learned a lot about myself and learned how to really push limits and do more and achieve more that I wouldn't at home. I've had a lot more self-confidence since I've started coming here. Just the community and everybody's motivating everybody else. Everybody helps towards a common goal. The friendships made here last longer than outside of here. It's a much closer community than friends from school, which once you get out of school you don't really talk to them anymore, but here it lasts forever.
My name is David Burden. The hardest part this year is probably getting back to work because I liked relaxing over the winter, so hardest part about it is the crib logs are about 300 pounds and it takes about 3 or 4 of us smaller guys to pick them up and about 2 bigger guys to pick them up, and we gotta rebuild the entire in-town pier. This year I learned about myself that I'm a good leader, and if I try my hardest I can pretty much do anything.
Now we are ready to head for the horn. Way, hey, roll and go.
My name's Noah Roos. I think my biggest challenge this year was the cold water when moving things. I don't know exact temperature, but it's pretty cold. But it's still fun to do the work. Yeah, I was missing my family a lot when I was injured and having time alone. I learned I care a lot about my family, or a lot more than I thought. And I learned I could work harder than I thought.
I'm Brecken Lawrence Farrell, and this is my 2nd year at Berwick. I came back here because I wanted to see all the people again, and I love doing the work as a team and working on my peers. I have enjoyed being a leader for the parts that I have been a leader here. Probably just getting people to listen to me, especially when it's a bigger group. It's not everyone likes to work, and you have to have people cooperate together. And I still haven't yet figured out how to get people to cooperate together, but I'll figure it out eventually. What's special about this place here to me is the things we do, and I like how I can be myself here. And I won't get treated differently for doing that. I can just be who I want to be, do what I want to do, for the most part at least. It makes me feel great. I mean, Berwick's a great place where I can just be me. You can't do that everywhere.
Well, about 11 years ago, our big pier here was washed away in a bad storm, and we've been working on rebuilding it ever since. And right now we're at the point where we're starting to string logs across so we can board over and finally extend the big pier back to its original length, or if not farther.
Hi, my name is Albert Guess. This is my 4th year. I'm the co-crew head of Pier Crew, and the challenges we have is definitely trying to swim across, bring the logs over to the crib, and rocks, bring them to the barge, then put them in the pier. It's a long process, but we get it done with all the kids we have. Leadership, quality being a leader, that's definitely one of my personal issues I had this year. Sometimes it's be hard to make them cooperate, listen to me, and just pay attention. But there was times where I just want to give up, walk away, and just let someone else deal with it. But you can't do that as a leader. My self-confidence? Well, I found out I can be a good leader. Even I still have some improvements to do, but I could be a leader to my younger peers and to the first years. I'm pretty confident I could lead anyone with the right mindset. What's special about Berwick? Well, the number one thing that keeps me coming back from Berwick is the people. There's been a lot of times where we have good times, bad times, but even through the good and bad times, the people that make it a lot better, even on the bad days. And how we got fun, we got properly, fix piers, make boats, and how we all just are in a tiny community and we all work together to make it better. And remember, and I will love it if you bring your kids here. We definitely need more kids and people to be part of this tiny community we have. We would love to make it bigger, back to its original 80, over 50 kids a year.
I'm Dylan Baus, and I'm a first year currently. I had a few friends who went here, and they told my dad, and my dad told me and said, "Hey, do you want to go to Berwick? It's gonna be really hard." I said yes, and it's just been a blast since then. Personally, I think the friends I made here are unique. Just a unique experience. Working with people, eating with people. It's like a big family, you know? I learned to be more confident, less shy, as well as a proper way to make friends, because as you see, I'm a very awkward person, but now I can look people in the eye. One of my biggest challenges was actually just getting over the awkwardness barrier and just like opening up and talking to people. My crew head really taught me how to do it, so did my cabin head, and basically everybody here almost.
Hi, I'm Gavin D'Alessandro. This is my third year as a Berwick boy and my second year as construction crew assistant crew head. Well, mostly windows, a lot of windows. We fixed the barge, or the float that I'm currently sitting on for in-town pier, which sadly we don't have anymore, but that's in the works to be fixed. We put new supports for the joist and also some new decking on the end to make this thing be more strong and hopefully last a few more years. Definitely more of a leader than I've been in past years.
My name is Cameron Marquis and I am a first year at Berwick Camp in Maine. We were looking for something to do during the summer for fun stuff, and my mom's best friend's 2 kids went here and it sounded very fun, so I wanted to come here and it is great here. Challenge for me here this summer is probably focusing on working harder and not as much like just sitting down. I've tried to overcome it a lot and I have overcome it this past week. Definitely I got stronger, I definitely got more mature, definitely more responsible, and definitely more respectful to adults and peers. Just work as hard as everyone else did and you will absolutely love it here.
Hi, my name's Truman and I'm a first year here at Berwick, and my friend Wolfie went to this place before me and he told me how great it was, and I was like, you know what, I'll just give it a try. I'm on pier crew and I think it's a really great it's a really great crew. I've learned a lot. I've had a good experience here, learning like how to build like stuff. The pier we're working on, it's amazing. So I'm having a really good time. I've learned that I can do hard things without reward, and the thing that's rewarding about it is the satisfaction of having it done. My greatest challenge is probably either moving the wood chipper or from the lodge to the infirmary, because we had to pull that thing and it just got really tiring, or moving verticals from the in-town pier to the shore. I think that it's different from all camps. I find the most attractive thing about it is that it uses good boys and turning them into hard-working men, and sets them up for life.
My name is Matthew Kustrin. I'm a first year personally, and the reason why I came here is I want to work on myself mostly. I also want to work on my working capabilities. Like, I don't really work back at home, so I want to like start working more. So I want to get stronger, get my work ethic better, and work on myself. I've learned that I don't need to be like so hard on myself, because like in the end of the day you need to get that work done, and then once you've got it done you can look back and be like, wow, I actually did that. So not only are you proud of what you're getting done, but you're also getting the work done and proving yourself that you can get it done when you're doubting yourself. It makes me feel good because like when I'm starting out, I'm thinking like there's no way I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be so tired. It's going to hurt. It's going to suck. But then I push through, get it done, and then I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I just did that. Like I didn't think I was able to do that.
The reason we moved the wood chipper to the infirmary was to put chips on the infirmary path. So the infirmary path has to be level because there's pipes and also sewage under it. There's the septic tanks that we have to cover.
My name's Kristen Leone. I've been coming here for 2 years, on the island for 2 years, a Berwick boy for 3 years. What brought me here was I just missed the island and missed whatever, my crew does, and missed everyone else around the island. Biggest challenge for me is probably my attitude on things, and like when we have to do camp projects and such, and like if I have to do after dinner work, I don't have a good attitude on it. The work hasn't really been challenging for me. I've been pushing through it, and also just missing home. My dogs have been very challenging. The most special thing about Berwick, probably what it teaches you. Life lessons, work ethic, leadership, altruism, responsibility, respect, sincerity. Definitely, you learn every single one of it while you're on the island. I think teaching other kids how to do things is also pretty important. What I think helps encourage sincerity is when someone's in need of help and they ask for help or they look like they're struggling. I think that putting yourself in a position to help them really helps.
My name's Noah McSweeney. I'm a first year. Biggest reason I came is probably because Berwick has been a part of my life for a while, and I want to be able to be a camper finally, so I came up this year, and I've really enjoyed this summer. Probably that if I keep pushing myself, I can achieve whatever my goal is. I did not believe that I could push myself to do that before I came here. I feel like working with the team made me want to push myself to make sure I got whatever that we're trying to do done, so we could all enjoy the satisfaction of completing the job that we had at hand. So I want to push myself to make sure we could all get that. What's special about Berwick to me is the whole living as a community, running things together as just a couple teenagers that really isn't shown anywhere else in the world where teenagers can do that type of thing. So Berwick is a very good example for teenagers to learn and figure out how life works. The higher ups, like the council or veterans, probably will make sure that first years or lower years are doing what they need to do the right way and help them if they need any help. But at the same time, everyone does help each other out, and if anyone's struggling, someone will help them.
My name is Parker Erickson, and I heard about this place from a counselor. I just thought it was a really good idea to start coming here and learn some trades. Boat crew. We drive the supplies back and forth for lunch, like food for the island, and we fill the gas cans. Probably bringing over crib logs. That has been my biggest challenge. I learned that more kids found me funny than I thought.
Hi, I'm Wolfgang Bartels, and I'm a second year here at Berwick. I came here because my mom's co-worker had been here before, and he was the boy director as well as camp director. So he got me into this place. I wanted to come back just because I had all my friends here and there was nothing to do back at home. So I had no reason not to come here. The friendships you make are really meaningful here, and they're also, it's just, they last forever, and it's really fun here. You get to do work, you get to experience new things, and you can set goals for yourself. I'm trying to learn how to drive the boat and things. Last year I got my power tools license and my mini gen as well, but I'm working to get more, and working to get those licenses is quite fun because you get to do new things and it immerses you in new experiences. I'd say just lifting things. I'm a small guy, so it's quite hard to lift. Nothing's really challenging, but it gets hard sometimes. I've learned quite a lot in that. I can do things if I set my mind to it, and like I can work on my leadership skills here as well.
I'm Tobias Coins. I'm a second here. I mean, came here back for the food. Pretty good. I mean, less than last year, but you know, still works. This year's been pretty fun. I mean, it's the second year on boat crew, so it's really fun. And cabin's pretty good. People are pretty good, actually. Last year was pretty bad. This year I came back because it was fun to me. I mean, it's just a fun place to come, to hang out. The experiences, like, if you really think about it, you're never going to be on an island for 6 weeks with just a group of men doing work. It's like the best place I know. I mean, it's helped me grow with friends, my leadership abilities, and I mean, me getting out, I guess talking to people more. It's helped me a lot with that.
I'm Travis Gamel. I've been coming here for 4 years now. I've been the crew head of construction crew for 4 years. This is my cabin yellow hat. Personally, I love the friendships and the big projects we're always working on here. We built floats, catwalks, buildings, repaired porches, do anything that needs to be run, and we always do it together as a team, and it's always the most fun. I learned that I'm a great leader, and I love working with my crew to get projects done. This is an amazing place, a beautiful island. The stars at night are very beautiful. Just the landscape and everywhere around here, it's an amazing place. Those are one of the many reasons I keep coming back. I'm 17 years old. I've been coming to the island since I was 14. I've been a council member since my second year. Part of the council, we help plan out most of the day, make sure all the crews are running well, make sure everything is running in order how it should be. Us council, we run the day-to-day. The staff are mostly here just to make sure everything does go smoothly, no one gets in trouble or gets hurt or anything, but it's always run by us council, and then it goes down the chain of command to the veterans, then to the first years, and yeah.
My name is Constantine Joseph Smith. I prefer to be called Tino because my counselor when I was around 2 used to call me that. It's a Spanish nickname for Constantine, which in Spanish is Constantino. This is my first year at Berwick, which means I have never been here before, and oftentimes I'll be like talking with the other first years, and I like learning from the veterans, and it's just interesting to have a new experience every once in a while. It was this or summer school. I enjoy always having something to do, never actually feeling bored, and I love the boat rides. I'm currently on boat crew, boat rides included. We take the food over to the island, we fill up gas and bring it over to the island, we fill up propane, bring it over to the island, and we help systems crew carry stuff because oftentimes they're too lazy to do it themselves. I've learned that I can drive a boat. Yeah, I definitely feel like I've grown in self-confidence. After working and seeing that I can lift all these heavy objects, work the boat, not fall over in the boat, I definitely feel a lot more confident in myself and my abilities.
I think the most challenging thing I've done this summer is we did 4 full propane tanks while towing 4 verticals and incredibly choppy weather, and we were pulling up to the crib to pick up the verticals while we had the 4 propane tanks, and we had realized that the red diesel, which is one of the camp cars, we actually left it on the pier. So we had to we had to drop off Dr. Stewart. He had to park the car, and while he was parking, I had to go back, grab the verticals, and then come back, pull up to the pier with the verticals attached to the back of the boat. And the verticals are like the crib logs, which are these like massive logs that we used to build our piers, but it's like 3 of them in a row. And I had to pull up to the float while pulling these logs, while there were other people docking at the same time, like lobstermen, all of these lobster boats around me, to make sure I didn't hit anyone, and I had to pick up Dr. Stewart. And while we were leaving the bay, where all of these lobstermen had their boats moored, the engine just conked out, and we spent like 10 minutes getting it started. It was really terrifying because those verticals, they could just crash through one of those lobster boats and be over for a lobster man. We succeeded in that. It's pretty cool actually. We got like halfway across and we were all feeling really good about ourselves, and we started playing sea shanties on like a speaker, and it's pretty awesome. It's really hard for me to give people like serious orders or to get people to listen to me sometimes, because it feels kind of mean sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm hurting someone by telling them to work or do their job better. And if people don't want to listen, it's really hard for me to get mad at them and tell them to like do it now or listen to me. I don't like raising my voice, usually pretty mellow, I would say. I've learned about myself that I need to be more open about how I feel a lot of the time, so my emotions won't build up over time, and I'll have better self-esteem if I do stuff like that.
My name is Jermaine Blackwood, and I'm a first year. I'm in Dons. What I've enjoyed most is all the people that make me feel welcome to Berwick, and everyone's always kind to me and never rude to me. Even if they are, it's always a joke. But yeah, I'm on pier crew, and we make the pier just bigger, and so people on boat crew, they put the boat right next to the pier so we can take all the stuff and bring it where it needs to go. I jump in the water, and then I have to grab either crib logs or rock stringers, and we'll be drilling, or I'll grab the dinghy. It's like a small paddle boat, and we'll just row all the like mechanical tools and wires to the cribs or to the float, so we can make the cribs stronger and better for next coming years.
My name is Tony. This is my 4th summer at Camp Berwick. I am the garage and systems crew head, as well as the boy director in training. This has been probably one of my better summers at Berwick. Taken on a lot of responsibility, learned a lot about myself. I've had a good time on crew. We're planning on getting a tractor over the next coming weeks. Planning on moving around a lot of stuff. It's gonna be a lot of changes around the garage, and we've had really good water this year. We've had full tanks almost the whole summer. We got new generators. I have a really good crew, so I'm excited. There's about 2 or 3 weeks left until banquet, so we're just getting started. I've learned that I can take on a lot more responsibility, and I can lead a lot better than I thought I ever could. I am boy director in training currently, which is a step above the head of council and a step below the boy director. I've been on council since the end of my 2nd year. Council is usually boys that have been coming longer, boys that have shown more responsibility, leadership, altruism, respect, sincerity, and responsibility. So our relationship with the staff and the camp director is we kind of try to run the camp, make the day plans, make sure everybody's at meals, make sure everybody's working. If they need to order anything, we go in town to get it. So the staff and the camp director are kind of there to supervise us, make sure the day is on track, make sure we're getting it all done, what we're supposed to be doing. Camp director Owen is kind of more talking with me as the boy director in training. He's advising me how to be boy director, making sure my day plan is all sorted out, making sure I know what's happening during the day, events, who's doing what, where people are, if anybody needs anything, if anybody's having issues. So yeah, I'm 16 years old.
I think I'm more confident now ever since I've come here, because back home it feels like everything I do I'm getting judged by others around me, but up here I'm not really being judged. Sometimes I'm even the one who judges others based on their performance, which isn't really a good or bad thing in my eyes, because it's not in a negative way, it's more in a way of how can we improve this process, how can we do better in the future. So I definitely feel more open up here. I feel like I can actually like say the things I want to say, even talk back to a sense, not in a derogatory way, but in like a, I don't think this is a good idea. Why don't we try something like this instead? And it feels good to have a say and feel like I'm being taken serious.
I am Neil Higgins, and how I came to Camp Berwick is my father came here, so he decided to send me here, and it was a long car ride from Virginia to Massachusetts, and then Massachusetts to Maine. What I enjoyed most about Camp Berwick is the friends I made, and how it's just like it's different here. Like I'm more disconnected, and like I like the work and on peer crew, and it's just like nice here. You enjoy nature more here. So what I learned about myself this year is I learned that, let's see, I was not trying to become popular, but just by being me, I became popular. So like I have a lot of friends, and it's easy for me to fit in sometimes, but sometimes it's hard to fit in, but normally I fit in all the time.
I am Zachary Michael Ricciarelli. I came from Taunton, Massachusetts. This is my first year at Camp Berwick. What I enjoy most is being on construction crew. I enjoy the work at construction crew the most. My biggest challenge has been being away from home. I have gotten more used to being away from home. I have learned most about myself this summer that if I just lift more stuff, I can get stronger, and I have more than just core strength. I have brains too. The work improves my brain and my muscles.
My name is Edward Kernan. I'm a first year on peer crew, and I think my biggest challenge here was adjusting to this environment and having to work a lot harder than I have ever, and like lifting like big logs and everything. What I like best is the people and the community and working with others. I think it's very fun.
I'm Wyatt Shea. This is my 7th year at Camp Berwick. I'm the head of peer crew and the head of council. I'm also the cabin head of Cashmere's. I think my biggest challenges is probably being able to manage an entire crew full of 11 people with the help of my co-crew head Albert. It's taught me that I can do a lot of things that I thought only really experienced people who have been doing this type of work forever can do, and it's gave me a lot of self-confidence and made me realize how much I really can do. It showed me that I'm a lot stronger than I really thought I was. Like when I came here, I wasn't very athletic at all and couldn't really lift much, and now I'm not to brag, but one of the strongest campers, and it's really just helped me a lot as a person to grow and just be better as a person, you know. It's a lot of personal challenges, like how I treat people, how I talk to people, how just like the way I carry myself, and it helped me think about that and change it for the better so I can keep coming back, keep doing better. And yeah, it just helps me think about who I am as a person, and I'd never come back from here without being a better person than I was the day I stepped on the island. Here at Camp Berwick, one of the achievements I'm most proud of is the construction of Big Pier. It started off with Crib Garfield my first year when I was 11 years old. I was part of the crew that built it. I had AJ as my crew head. Then we moved on to the next 3 cribs, and over my years we built all 3 of them about 20 feet high, and I was the crew head for all 3, and I had AJ as my advisor. So it's been a great feeling of accomplishment, and just being able to work with AJ as my crew head and then have him as an advisor as I'm the crew head working on this. It's an amazing feeling of how much I've grown and how I had no idea what was going on the first time, and I was just a little 11-year-old, had no idea how to do anything, had no idea how to even, not one clue, had no idea how to lift a log even, and now I'm the one building these, and I've built 3 of them. Over the years we've had I've worked so hard to get these done, not just from peer crew but from the entire camp. You know, sometimes we have to do camp projects and move rocks as a team. Even boat crew too. They help us out a lot with bringing logs over. And it's just everyone has to work in unison and work really hard to get this stuff done. So at the end of the year, once we get to look back and see what we did, it just gives a great sense of accomplishment.
As I think about leaving, I realized here I actually did something productive, but when I'm going back home, I realized that all I did at home was play video games and watch TV, and I realized I never accomplished anything. But after going here, I feel like I'm gonna try new things at home, like wilting and other stuff that would be nice. Cause now that I realize being here, I learned a lesson. Video games and TV is just a complete waste of time.
Well, about 11 years ago, our big pier here was washed away in a bad storm, and we've been working on rebuilding it ever since. And right now we're at the point where we're starting to string logs across so we can board over and finally extend the big pier back to its original length, or if not farther.
So these joists were only screwed in with regular screws last time they were placed in, just to these 2x4s here at the end. So eventually, after being in the salt water for a while, they rusted out, broke off. So now we're jacking up the joist and then securing these 4x4s onto the outside and then attaching them to the joist with these lag screws right here. They're a lot stronger than just regular normal screws and will support it for a lot longer.
And winter storms are raising up the pier by 2 of our crib logs, or about 16 inches. You can see some of them down there on our float. We got about, I believe, 6. We also use those ones to just build our cribs as well. As you can see here, we've got also a lot longer logs that we use to connect our cribs together. Then that way we can get to our new cribs and make our pier long.
We're building a ramp because this crib, obviously the steps too high and people are constantly going up and down it carrying heavy stuff, so we need a ramp so people can easily get down it. We can carry all of our food and water and gasoline all onto the island very easy.
We're just giving this clean general maintenance. We just replaced the tail light, cleaning everything up, checked over the carb, fuel lines, brakes, just getting it ready to go.
Cost to have done at a regular shop?
Probably about 800, 900 bucks.
These 2 tanks are the water supply for the camp. Takes the water from the ground. It's about I suppose over 1,000 gallons each tank, which is what we need for the camp, and it always refills from the ground as much as it can.
It goes all the way from Wicks to the lodge. There's different water lines for each building. Arts and Crafts gets water, Wicks gets water, the mess hall gets water, infirmary gets water. We don't go through more than a tank a summer. We never have to use a second tank. It's always just either half a tank or something like that. Yeah, the well generates enough water for the tanks that we never go through the whole tank. Always have extra water.
Hey guys, my name is AJ. I'm a staff member here for the summer of 2024. I've been involved with the Berwick Boys Foundation program since 2013. Coming through this program has given me like a wealth of opportunity to improve on who I am as an individual, coming from like a young man to a young adult to now being an adult. This place has always been like a safe haven for me, providing me an opportunity to get away from any troubles that I may have. The more time that I come back, having an opportunity for myself to like be surrounded by people that like love and care for me and have my best interest at heart in all my endeavors, that are willing to like support me and help me grow. Like I noticed that for other young men, that's probably one of the most beneficial aspects of the program, right? We take what the rest of society would classify as children, from 11, 14, 15, 16-year-olds, you know, in a younger age group, and we give them an opportunity to be self-sufficient, to work with their peers, to develop into peer leaders, where they try to learn how to be a leader in a given situation, tough or easy, to be altruistic, help their fellows for the benefit of the whole community. to be respectful and sincere, like to themselves and to others. And like, I feel as though those core values are things that are best gained through the experience of like falling on your face and getting back up. You know what I mean? Being surrounded by people that are willing to support and teach you throughout that process. And that's a great part of the program. Is that we give young men an opportunity to fall short and to build themselves up, surrounded by people that care about them and have their best interests at heart, and genuinely only care for them to do better, to excel in any area of their life that they choose to excel in.
Hi, my name is Luke Westhaver, and I am the chef this summer for Berwick 2024. And I'd say one of the most impactful experiences I've had here at Berwick is when I've fallen short of expectations or failed to do something because it made me realize how much people rely on me, how important I really am for the community, and how much impact my actions really have on other people. And it's really helped me take the time to think about what actions I do and what words I say to benefit the rest of the community instead of hurting it. Even if it's community or if it's a single other person, the interactions you have with a single person or even the interactions you have with yourself can make such an impact and effect on everyone else. And what I've learned over my Berwick experience is being part of community isn't like being another gear in a machine or another brick in a wall. It's more like being a beautiful stroke of paint in a painting. You know, it's not just one thing that you don't really notice if it's gone, but you know, if the Mona Lisa had a big white spot in the middle of it, we wouldn't be talking about it. So it's really everything that works together that creates the picture as a whole.
The reason that we're pulling these verticals down the beach instead of using our in-town pier was because this winter, I'm pretty sure, a big lobster boat during a really heavy storm was pulled and was dragging its mooring and went right through our pier. So this year we have to do things the hard way and pull things down the beach. But we're doing really well, actually. We already have one down there. And the reason we're pulling them down is because we're actually going to have to tow them over to the island to help build our new pier.
I'm Bracken Lawrence Farrell, and this is my second year at Berwick. I came back here because I wanted to see all the people again, and I love doing the work as a team and working on my peers. I have enjoyed being a leader for the parts that I have been a leader here. Probably just getting people to listen to me, especially when it's a bigger group. It's not everyone likes to work, and you have to have people cooperate together. I still haven't yet figured out how to get people to cooperate together, but I'll figure it out eventually. What's special about this place here to me is the things we do, and I like how I can be myself here. And I won't get treated differently for doing that. I can just be who I want to be, do what I want to do, for the most part at least. Makes me feel great. I mean, Berwick's a great place where I can just be me. You can't do that everywhere.
My name is Hunter Oliveira. I have been a Berwick boy for 5 years now, I believe. This is my first year as a staff member. I am boat crew advisor and in-town trip. Berwick is a phenomenal experience, and the influence that it's had on me and my life are immense, and I'm sure plenty Berwick boys can say very similar. My first year I started coming, I had a home that wasn't the best, so I wanted an escape. I wanted something to do. I wanted to better myself. I wanted to be a better person and be in an environment that was healthier. And my guidance counselor at my school in Plymouth had suggested this camp that her husband went to called Berwick. Never heard of it before, decided to try it out, and I've been here ever since. The influence that Berwick has had on me is I've taken a lot of the skills of Lars, leadership, altruism, respect, responsibility, sincerity, and applied them in my day-to-day life, having these core values always on my mind have greatly influenced my ability to function throughout society and be a better person, and it really has helped me become the man that I am today.
So every Sunday, we like to talk about core value that we like to teach here, whether it's the shield or Lars, or we've done persistence in industry, altruism, and integrity so far. And this week we're going to be talking about sincerity.
My name is Abel Bastarash. I started as a camper in 2010. I think I was here for, I want to say 8 or 9 years straight. Some time off, came back as staff, and now I just volunteer when I can. I've met a lot of very impressive people, and I've learned that it doesn't matter how impressive they may be, no one can do everything themselves. It doesn't matter how strong you get, how effective you get, there's going to be a time when you need someone with you. You need to make sure that you have elevated them to a point where, they can stand on their own. It's kind of the freedom to develop. We are here giving them a program. There is a more structure than some of them might have experienced, but the day-to-day, a lot of the control is placed in the hands of the campers. They have say in what projects they want to work on. We listen to their ideas on how they want to pursue it. A lot of it is more just trying to guide them in a healthy direction than anything. The first time I was really put into a position of leadership, I was the boat crew head, and about the same time a lot of new projects had come up. So it was very much a trial by fire. I didn't have any returning campers on my crew. There was no staff over boat crew at the time. So for a lot of it, it was just me.
Yeah! This morning I was elected to council, and it means a lot to me because I really didn't think I was going to be able to make it this year. And I had just come back, and it was unexpected, and it really meant a lot to me. It's kind of like a dream come true.
I just want to say thank you to Phil for making such a wonderful video of the summer. I know it took a lot of work, and for an amateur videographer, it looks fantastic. Thank you, Phil. I really appreciate it. I know we all do. Berwick gives you tools for life. So what does it give you? When we're up here over the summer, we are figuring things out. We're working hard. We're learning how to get along with each other. We're learning leadership, starting at the bottom. When you first get here, you're being led into success of whatever the projects that you're doing. And each year you take on more responsibility, and you end up being a good leader, and you know what you like and what you don't like because you started at the bottom, and you learn kindness and helpfulness towards everybody else that you work with, which carries on into life. All these things give you, and I've said this before, but a real approach to solving things. I just heard a story from some alums about they were out at the beach, and one of their acquaintances' boat stopped working, so they swam out and basically fixed it and had a great time doing it. How many other people would even be willing to tackle that project? And they related that back to their Berwick experience, where we have to succeed. We have things that we have to do. We have to eat dinner, that kind of thing. So you'll make it work, and it will be fine. And you'll be proud and have confidence in what you've learned. The founders of Berwick both had help in starting their careers. They had scholarship help, they had mentors, they had people that helped them along the way. Berwick tries to do that with our campers as well. Berwick has provided post-high school help to literally hundreds of people over the last 70 plus years of its existence. This helps them to bridge the gap between what a family can afford and what actually the school costs. We've turned out or had people go through the program that have become doctors, lawyers, teachers, clergy. People have earned PhDs and been very successful in what they do. On the other hand, we also understand that college isn't for everybody. Maybe you're happiest going and learning about heavy equipment, or we sent someone actually to embalming school or music school, all kinds of different things. And we want to support them. We also want them to appreciate this support and try and pass it on to somebody else as they get older and have the opportunity. We want them to share in that as well. It's a very rewarding experience. Costs. Our philosophy is that money should never keep a camper, or lack of money should never keep a camper from attending Berwick. So we ask that parents contribute what we think it costs to feed a kid for the summer, because they would be paying that if they were at home. If we don't collect it, we don't collect it, but that's our philosophy. How much does it cost us to put a kid through actually a year-long program, most of which money is spent in the summer? It costs about $10,000 to send a kid through the program for the year. Most of that money is spent during the summer.
All the rest of the alumni. All right. Dr. Stewart.